And once you get that in their head, it's really hard to get, especially with the image of the babies, right? Right. And I mean, we have groups that are already, NGOs that are already doing this, they're already passionate about this, but then when they reach our consumers, that's when it's a problem.
It's like some sort of chemical.
Algae.
Okay.
It's not a chemical, it's natural algae. The problem is people, when they use algal oil, they take it from the oceans, right? Well, we're taking it to the lab and doing it faster. So that's like,
So what are they protesting?
they're saying that it's GMO, genetically modified, because they splice things, but it's not.
Okay.
There's no GMO in the final product. Do you have people that go out and just talk like on circuit all the time about the products? No, I mean, I think no.
How did you find out about the
New York Times.
Okay.
New York Times wrote about that.
Yeah.
There you go. But they're talking to groups that their main cause, I mean, they don't care what GMOs they are.
Yeah.
It's renewable.
Yeah.
They're using the word natural. Well, it's not natural. It's not natural.
Okay.
But when they're talking about limited resources,
Yeah.
that's what this company represents, is they pioneer efforts in green clean.
Yeah.
That's it. We're trying to be environmentally.
Okay.
And so palm oil and castor oil, and these are the things that people are using that are not renewable sources.
Yeah.
And cause deforestation and all sorts of economic issues in the country. So that is the real reason why our company is looking into other farms and pioneering the effort to do something new.
Yeah.
So they should be upholding a company like ours. Like, this is great, you're pioneering an effort, you're not doing this, but
it sounds like this is a matter of like one side spinning the story versus another side. Okay.
So, and then of course they got there first. So
yeah.
Now it looks like a defense. Everything's a defense, and then people think hiding things. But no, it's labeled. You can go. That's where information came from. When people's information is public.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then
the big crisis, is that what you're dealing with now?
Yeah, I mean, our Facebook page has been flooded.
Yeah.
We have. I looked at just one site, and they had 884 shares. The other one had 700 shares. The other one had we're getting sort of taken out, but the New Times hit, and then are you guys still listening right now? Are you? That's right. But they talk about sentiment on Uber right now, and I, of course, immediately plugged in keywords that we're going to send by and stuff like this. And pulling like the sentiment read is 10 negative, 9% positive, and then all the percentage in between is neutral. It's like, no, it's not neutral. It is negative.
Yeah.
So look at things like that. If I understand what the product's intended to do, in instances where I really need that information, I can be accurate.
Is there a way, can you in Uber or Hootsuite respond to all negative posts or the neutral posts like individually? Can you?
Hootsuite, you can.
Okay, not in Uber.
No.
Uber is just analytics.
It's analytics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just listening, tracking. But in Hootsuite, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Does it automatically tell you like this person has been met and this person has?
I go to comments in Uber, and it'll show me the comments for the period of time.
Yeah.
But it's pulling the information.
Yeah. But for you to like say, automatically categorizes like the worst, and then
no.
Okay.
That would be nice.
We do that in our products, so that's why I'm asking.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming. I see whether it's coming. I'm sorry. I think I like asked you to load too many times.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
How's it going? Good.
Sorry, that was like 5 minutes ago, but forget. Gotta say hi, Jim.
Jim, WebEx is a little bit slow, but it's coming. It says it's connecting now. You'll probably see me in a second.
Okay.
And we're just, I don't know if you heard our conversation, but it's interesting because Christina's goal is to, some of the PR as well as the social, and so they have something going on right now where she's kind of in this mode. Yeah. So thank you for seeing us while we scouting and looking for this. And this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like, I know this is a hot issue, but would you say that's like, back to this crisis wasn't happening, would you say that's the hottest pain? What was the hottest pain point?
I mean, obviously showing success of campaigns.
Right.
Like getting the budget for next year, when internally, and ROI story. Yeah, absolutely. This is what we can do. This is what we're. For example, yesterday I presented at Product Council on the product stuff, and I did a presentation from UberView where I said, here's the sentiment that we're getting. They want to know product specific, and we can target, for example, power phone. If you want to know if people have complaints about the nozzle, you can type those keywords in and pull that data from our social sites. Right. They loved that. They were like, that is so cool. You know, you could do that. And I went, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of educating everyone else in this company. I'm a one-woman show. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I want to keep increasing the benefits every year. And then it is for benefits to be losing it every year. So I need to show, okay, this is what we can do. This is beneficial. I mean, just a crisis like this alone. This is the information I can pull from consumers about this issue. Yeah. And this helps us then, like, with our directives going forward. This helps with statements. This helps with creating positive PR campaigns about some things like this or two. Yes. And attack, like being offense instead of being responsive. Yeah, exactly.
Would your the value to your management, does it have to be dollars and ROI, or can it be like in terms of like engagement? Yes, of course, like engagement. Yeah. So, but I think I want to get to a place, we haven't done foreign social, but I want to get to a place where I can just dollars and value. Yeah. Okay. So the Pinterest campaign that we're going to be running will help. I would like to have something that tracks that. Yeah. I know that Uber doesn't track Pinterest or anything, and that's really up to Pinterest right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not Uber that can't do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping Pinterest is very slow, I think, to pick up a lot of things. They're just in the beta testing for their advertising now. Well, they really are in startup mode. I mean, we all love Pinterest, but ultimately it's still a pretty small company, right? Pretty small traffic. Yeah. And depending on where you are in the U.S., there's probably people who've never even heard of it. Yeah, I know. I want them to. I'm ready for them to come up and rise up. And it's perfect for a CPG company like this. Yeah, they're like a newer network, so they're not super plugged in yet. So Jim, I'm still having a problem loading up like the most basic thing here. It's just connection to the internet, or we do. We're connected. Yeah. You try mine. Yeah. What's your user or your network name? You know what? I have this WebEx one-click. Let me try it this way, and then I'll just punch in the URL. Okay. And let me see if this helps. If getting on the internet and just get my reading and it. Wow. Because I'm not connected. Okay. Connected and. Yeah. Yeah. If I did it, So while waiting, so you're using a Sweet Overview and Wildfire right now? Wildfire. It's gone away. Yeah. I think they kind of did it for up till like August or not even campaigns. I'm just simply not going to be running any campaign. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things that I would like to do. I'd like to YouTube. Yeah. And have like a Twitter name and kind of all help. I feel like we have some videos that we just don't really push out or promote. There's so much for you to do. You just divide it all into small bits. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Here we go. Okay. Is it working? Yeah. I call user error. I just texted. Oh, I got that I'm a presenter now.
Sounds good.
hear you very well. So, and we're in a brand new office here in Method. We're in the new wing. We're in the new south wing. So they don't have a conference phone, so we're using my iPhone. So when it comes your time to do the demo, we're probably going to have to need to ask you to speak up pretty clearly, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. One second. So I need to load up this.
Yeah, here we go.
I'll give you my name.
I do.
I'll load this into Jim's.
You want Jim to see it?
Yeah.
Share my desktop here.
Okay.
I'm seeing what you're seeing on your screen.
Okay. Can you see?
And yeah, I see a PowerPoint right now, so looks like it's all
good. So we're going to quickly, because we've used up a little bit, you're probably going to want to use for this demo. So just really quickly, I've actually sort of jumped into some of this already, Christina. You know, quick introduction. So you know me, we talked on the phone, so you kind of know my history, media, marketing, early on in social, and Oracle almost a year, a month at most companies. Right.
Yeah, I do product marketing for this product and love talking to prospects and customers about the product and showing off the product, which you'll see in a bit. Excited.
Do you want to give an intro of you?
Yep, so I was playing my mute button there. Thank you. My name is Jim Wolsey here, and I basically concentrate on automation, social relationship management, and our CRM solution here as well. I've been with Oracle a little over a year now, so I'm happy to be part of this call and look forward to showing you the product.
I'm Christina, and I've been here for only 3 months, but 3 months or like 3 years. I've just been go, and I am now taking over the focus strategy for all platforms, and not only Methods platforms, but the EcoVer platforms as well. So I just, for the first time, obviously with the PR thing, had to jump on an EcoVer US site. UK manages themselves, they manage themselves on EcoVer, but I will be managing EcoVer US. So I need strategies for both platforms. Really exciting.
Okay.
A lot to do.
So we're going to quickly go through an introduction, but we had, after we chatted last week, Pat and I spoke with our research group, and they are already compiling an insight that is basically a piece of research that looks at where you stand socially, where you can be, sort of a checkbox of places you're doing great, room for improvement, and all of this is going to be perfect for your C-suite or management who just don't really get it yet. We looked at a rough draft of the deck today. There's about 12 slides, and they're all very good.
Great.
And we sent back to them and said we want financial ROI information from you. In fact, I need some input from you before, but it's actually, it's the first time I've done it with them, and I'm really impressed with the work that they've done. So I'm going to email you this document whenever you get to, I don't know, about 25 questions. I'll send you this in electronic. In fact, I'll also send them for you, so it's up for free. And once we get that, we'll really dig into the financial background.
Yeah.
And if it seems like it's too confident or feel, that's fine. Just give them there so that they can roll up their sleeves and do their work. And they have great data and background globally, so they'll look at everything. They'll answer that to you, and then if you want, you can set that with you.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, the next item on the agenda is our update. And so, we talked a lot. And now we see what you're dealing with for a crisis. Is there anything else that you want to kind of tell us about what's happening, top of mind today that's changed the last time?
Nothing else has really changed. I mean, it's all the same. I am really pushing through trying to get done to the end of the year. I mean, I really revamped our Pinterest page, like our board, and a creative strategy in place. I wanted to with method. Right now, it's just block together. I want to kind of do all of the sites and consistent tell a story, consistently telling a story. Right now, they're not telling a story. So we can do site methods, which is what we do a lot on our Instagram, but I want a consistent story tool across all the platforms. How much are you using video? We just did a few video campaigns, How to Clean Happy, which were like a quick, short little one. In the past, we used a little video. I think I should have done our campaigns were too close together. There's too much video, but I would like to do a few really stout videos that are just not. That's what I really mean. You were more impactful out of a bunch. We're more impactful for everything. I'm not one who says, then him is off me. Well, how many posts do we do a week? I don't like thinking about it. I like thinking, okay, let's just create good content, and then it will build itself from there. We can build it out. And it is a ramp process, right? There aren't always instant rewards. I mean, you use tools that help you ramp, like what we offer, but ultimately it's a long-term conversation, not a one-off. Right. Yeah. We're going to build the calendar for next month. What are you going to put in there? It's like, no, what am I going to do? Then let's put it in there. So I have a different approach than they've had in the past, and it doesn't even know, so it's good. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's what I do well, so what's everything. We'll do it. Definitely want to work regularly. Like, back when they said weekly, I didn't agree, so it's probably going to be monthly. So we want monthly reports, obviously on conversation. Every team wants a piece of it. What do you say that? Digital advertising. We'll do them. So they're doing the shopping. They're doing the banner ads. They're doing, direct marketing campaigns. They're doing e-blogs and email. I partner with them on a lot of the people they're working with. I will then partner with this cross promote this. I sales promotions, but it's really at this point kind of it's women coming to me saying, promote this that we have going here, or hey, we have this promotion in Canada tomorrow, and can we just put a block out? There's a strategy behind it, and there's so much potential there, and we've never fit with any proposed or anything. So I just want to be a catalyst for all these departments to really they can use me. So sales for sure, product. So that's when I yesterday presented to them. People are saying they actually make changes. So they actually are making the changes. People that they're hearing, they know that's where they can do it. We don't have a lot of men on our page, but they were asking me, do men ever come on? As a matter of fact, recently I saw a man come on and say, your dish soap, I was trying to make happy and do the dishes, and it squirted all over my shirt because it has, and apparently it's been an issue with our dish soap. It's been too powerful. So they just redesigned. I thought you'd be glad to know. Yeah. We were having complaints and they redesigned it. So we'll be launching that. Cool. Product launches. I think I would like to be bigger. Capitalize on that socially too. Oh yeah. I mean, the design is big and function makes sense. So the interest photography I just had done. I just come to LA. It's amazing. Yeah. I can't wait to show you that. Fun. All right. So digital marketing. So that's basically the marketing group. Sales. Customer service. Customer service. Desk.com. We pull a lot of our information from Desk. For fees, we kind of keep it that. I would say I want to do some big campaigns, general campaigns that are so specific. Any company I've really worked with or worked for, they never think social specific. They think of social as a way to kind of leverage other groups, like in the department. Oh, how can we leverage sales? How can we leverage it? Nobody ever thinks just social specific branding campaigns. I would like to do something like that. Well, you should, because your target is massive. Right. Yeah. That's right. Great. Okay. So we'll jump into like a quick intro to social. You already know all about social. Yeah.
I'm going to show a couple client examples that we really enjoy seeing. Then we're going to get to the demo with Jim.
Another call.
Okay, that's wrong. So let's just jump in. So we did the update. We did the intro. Examples are going to come in a second. So I'm really familiar with some of the products in the marketplace that have different dashes. So our focus is on listening, engaging, creating the different campaigns that you're talking about, but really importantly also including the analysis at the end. We'll show you some of that. Ultimately, when we look at the store product, our listening is one of the key pillars of our product. What I run into is a lot of small companies that have kind of point solutions that do a little bit of what we do. And listening technology that we're using is a little bit archaic. So it's based on Boolean logic, which we all know and have used. Google AdWords all of our careers. We actually have layers of listening technology that we use. Boolean is one of them, but our latent semantic analysis is one of the reasons that we purchased a leading company in the marketplace. Basically, really, when it comes down to the dollars and cents of it, you have two that you're saving money based on superior listening. One is, well, right when we come down to talking about the price of our product, you pay by the message that's coming over the transom. And if you can stop the garbage at the door and not let it in, what we call the waste, right, then you're only paying for the message for that. That's the first thing. And the second thing, how much bandwidth do you have, Christina, to go through all the water, right? The sediment in the sentiment.
Yeah.
You don't. So that will come up in the demo, and so I wanted to just show a good visual. Good. So we know how this, and our product is about reaching the right person at the right time. Right? So you've got everybody from the blogger on the left to aspirational buyer right, and then just moms who want to have a great way to raise their kids. So you female target, right? So in a minute, Pat shows you an example. This is an example of a female-focused, mostly female-focused example as well. The other thing that we're very proud of is your ability to 24/7. Yeah, I'm responsive 24/7. Yeah, I know you are. So having our product available on your mobile phone is super key. Great. So with an iPhone or an iPhone, it's available and ready to go. Let's see. So with that, I showed the demo in a second, but I want to make sure that Pat has a chance to show a couple examples.
Yes, we'll just take 5 minutes here. I think. Yeah, you'll your product a little better once you see like some of the customer work and what customers are doing. So yeah.
Left corner is your back user.
Bottom left corner.
Click on that guy.
Oh, this thing.
Bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm on there.
Oh, sorry.
Here, let's see.
Okay.
I'm going to do MERS flying because I think it's an emergency crisis situation. So I'll just talk through this real quick. So MERS. Oops. Okay, so wait this to load. MERS is they're one of our customers and they're using SRM. That's the name of our product. So they're all they're using SRM to manage this community. You're thinking about the emergency situation right now. So a couple years ago, they had a similar situation where one company, so it was one of their ships hit a whale and like killed a whale, and there's this kind of gruesome picture of the whale hitting the ship and it's all over the internet, and all the animal rights people were all over MERS and slamming them in the press. So what they did is, since they were already engaged in social media, they have like over 1 million fans. They made their post kind of fun but sensitive at the same time. They published these stories, but more memorializing the whale. I think I have one of those posts here, and it began to change the tide of this situation. Here it is, the whale strike. It began to change the tone, so you can see why this picture went viral. But they but instead of hiding behind it, they were proactive. They said, okay, we recognize this, and we're doing everything that we can to prevent this from happening. And it got a lot of engagement, and I was impressed because people were like, okay, this is how you do crisis communication in social media. You're active, you're in front of your customers, and since back then they weren't using our listening product, they can monitor like the sentiment and see a change from a lot of negative posts to more positive posts. So this is an example of using our product for crisis communication, which I think is relevant in your case. Okay.
Yeah, think about the airline that just had that situation. Who is that? Northwest Airlines or something like that?
Airlines?
No. It was a radiodex photo that accidentally got loaded up.
I didn't even hear that.
It was like a month ago. But they responded really quickly. They apologized, and they made a point of saying, like, it was using a social management product. Yeah, one I'd never heard of. And it photo had been approved, and then it was posted, and it was like naked woman with an airplane. I mean, really bad to hear about this. And it got pulled down, but they swiftly responded, and amongst the things they did was they said that they made a point of saying that first the social manager who posted would not be fired, right? And it died. Have you heard anything else about it?
I'm looking at it right now. It's dying down. The problem is it's an ingredient in the product, and this will affect sales. So I've gone to supervisor and said, we think that we need to do some sort of proactive campaign that shows exactly why we chose this product. Because what's happening right now is people are thinking it's market share and this and that, it's you're becoming. It's like, no, exactly. The reason we're doing this is because we're eco-friendly. It's exactly
a renewable resource, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we need to have a proactive campaign like that that's ready to go. And I'm thinking like infographics and like explanation on what palm and coconut oil is and how it negatively impacts the environment. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, and it nearly takes over the product.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Also, with our product, you can identify, not only do we show you negative and positive sentiment, but you can identify trends, so you can see them growing beforehand. There's a quick example I'll just shoot off the top of my head.
Because it was asking yesterday in the product council meeting. Can you compare words, this is really, but used for a brand like Clorox, or a brand method. So love was a word that keeps showing messages.
Yep.
Not for that. A poll right now in Uber, what top keywords are. I can't customize them for the stream for Clorox, let's say. I can't send the word love as a keyword, show how many times it shows up, or what the trend is of that word on their social channels. That's a really difficult one. I don't know if
tags and indicators.
Yeah, we can do that. Actually, so I have all these customer examples off the top of my head. So we did that for one of our customers. They were a brand, so they wanted to be the most loved snack brand in America. Mm-hmm. That was like their big thing, associated their brand with the word love, and put it in our tool, and it trended it over time, and then they ran marketing messages trying to get people to talk about love in association with their brand. So they could be over time, and over after 7 months, they became the #1 loved snack brand in America, and they're able to say in their marketing messages we're #1 loved snack brand in America. So your question, yes, we can do that.
All right, sorry.
Okay, thinking about the emergency situation. So you got these trends before they happened. One of our clients, they were a pet company, and some local TV station ran saying this pet food killed dogs. Don't buy from this pet food company. A news station. So all this growing, they could see it trending, and it was about to go viral. So before it hit the New York Times or the mainstream press, they tried to put an end to it and said, okay, well, resend the story, and they got them to resend the story, and the story came. Yeah, that's the thing that our product can do. Go ahead.
40 million sites.
Yeah.
So the other thing, it's not just listening to your own site; it's listening to the world.
Yeah.
In native language.
So, and because I do talk to Uber, I'm like, is this all social, or are these percentages giving me? Like, no, they're just your social site. You're reaching everywhere.
So that's the main difference between us and a Hootsuite Uber group because
why do I want that? Why do I want that? Why do they think I want that?
I mean,
of course we would want to expand further than our own.
Yes.
Just that
there's blog sites where there's Molly blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you want to be able to hear that and hear what they're saying.
Exactly. So we reach those.
And get those influencers on your side by talking to them and then having them, the people with high clout scores of the show, you want them to be your advocate. That's why you want to listen just outside of your own. Mm-hmm. That's powerful. And then do it on a global basis. So you roll out into any new country or, whether you're expand or there, you can hear the conversations that are going before you begin your efforts. You can basically arm information before you walk in. Mm-hmm. That's for you. Your job. Okay.
Out of time. I want to dedicate some time to the demo. So just really quickly, the thing with Penfolds is this high-end wine company. So they're using SRM to run their Facebook page and a lot of engagement and a lot of shares. Mm-hmm. So anything that we do for them is analytics. I know you asked about analytics. So from us, we actually have our analytics services. So we send them our report in the gauge, and span count growth. And we've
done that.
Yeah, another add-on service to our services.
Okay.
We analytics services. I can send you these reports so if you don't have time. We can do these reports, and we can also help you derive insights too. Yeah. So for trade, when you think of wine, you don't think of a wine company being social.
Are you guys freezing?
Cold. Okay. No, we sit in the office. It's so cold that I'm like constantly.
We're already
good.
Go
ahead.
You're gonna complain that I beat up, of course.
I like giving him a hard time. That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the point here is we provide some analytics. We provide this analytics and.
How do the analytics look? Like how does it compare to like a Facebook?
So we that in the
okay.
Also can get insights too. So for that, advise them what to post. So before, it's kind of like you mentioned before. All these hitting you up saying you're post this.
Right.
They're facing the same problem, and they noticed that when they were doing that, fan base kind of was disappearing.
Right.
So we told them, look, stop. Like what you need to do is listen to your fan base. And for this fan base is a little bit older. They like premium wines. They want to learn about wine recorking. So now we're looking up based on what they want. And because it's relating with the customer, now they're seeing their fan base grow and their engagement scores grow. And this reflects analytics, which makes them happy because then they can show this to your management team.
They didn't know that their drinkers were interested in recorking.
Yeah.
So they found out by listening, and then now they address it with good content.
Yeah.
Are you doing Petco?
Well, here's more another thing you were interested in is content test to replace wildfire. So that's another thing that we do with our product. Petco is one other example of ours. They get engagement, a lot of viral stuff. They posted this. Let's see.
Email users here.
Exactly.
So a good comparison.
I posted this 43 minutes ago. As you see here, already they have 9 shares and 4,000 people liking this. So a really engaged user base here. So this is a contest that they ran called Generating Content Contest. So what this is, they asked fans to submit a video of what their pet means to them, and they got a $50,000 grand prize. Mm-hmm. So if we could, okay. So there
we go.
It's really cool because this is one way to get your audience really into your brand. It's just ask them to submit video content. Echo likes this because then they can recycle their this kind of marketing materials.
Right. If you click on that purple square, it'll go away.
Okay. One like about a rapping dog that I like.
No. I love it. I want to do some video. Really. There's actual submitted.
Yeah, but it's social media. So when you ask your fan base to submit content. Usually it's the funny ones that make it to the top.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cute.
This was the second winner. But the point here is that this content created an SRM and it was advertised on their Facebook page, and it got a lot of their customers really pumped up about Petco and submitting content into their Facebook page and sharing their content.
This will be, I mean, this is similar to Wildfire.
Exactly.
Apply it to the tile.
Yeah.
And,
It can drop, and I think there's like 34 out of the box.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So all the stuff you're doing now with Wildfire, with Uber, you could do all that in
And
Electronic.
it's, obviously custom coding the CSS, you can customize things.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you mind if we back over
Yeah.
a few minutes for
Yeah.
just hit stop sharing?
Yes. Why don't you hit stop sharing and then
Hand it back to him.
hand it back to him. Okay, so he's the host. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I grabbed it. Yeah.
You got
Yep. So bring up a screen here just to confirm that everyone can see it. Let me share my desktop here. Okay. And we all should see a home screen.
Yes, again.
Okay. Great. I know we have a hard stop at the top of the hour, correct? I just wanted to make sure that.
Just like someone's using a room after this.
Okay.
But let's just go until we get you.
Okay. I'll probably skim over just a few things just for the time. But certainly if you have any questions, Christina, feel free just to speak up and let me know if anything strikes your interest or if you just have any questions in general. Thank you for taking the time out to look at the demo today. Christina and Pat have obviously filled you in with a lot of information already, and I'm going to do my best not to repeat what they've already said, but more or less kind of build on what they've already spoke to you about. So on our home screen here, pretty straightforward. This is the first screen that users would see. And essentially what this is, it's a repository for news and updates, any type of update, any type of new enhancements, etc. All that information is going to be housed right here. So when you log in, you'll see the information right away. Now, from my standpoint, one of the strongest components of this solution, Christina, is that it incorporates all these different modules right here. So we can listen and analyze, we can engage, we can publish different types of messages to a wide array of different social media sites, and we'll talk about that, content and apps, and workflow and automation. So essentially with one tool, we're able to not only publish, but we're able to listen and analyze and really understand our brand's reputation using this tool. First and foremost, what I'm going to go into is content and apps. Now, basically what we're looking at here is our equivalent to like a widget creator, if you want to call it that, but basically with your applications in Facebook, this is where we can create different compelling applications. And like Jill already told you, there are a lot of different modules that we can use to actually create a certain view. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to go to our content apps solution here, and we're actually just going to take a look at how we could, in theory, build an application by easily using this tool. So I'm just switching my bundle here, and basically what you saw there is like our file cabinet, so to speak. So you have different bundles, you have different accounts, and it's really going to keep track of all that information for you. So I'm just going to go into here, and I'm going to switch my account back to our demo account here, and we'll take a look at how we can build it, and then we'll take a look at a final product as well, just so you can see from start to finish. So all I need in here is I'm going to go into, it's already created, but as you can see on the bottom here, I have a repository of all the different content applications that I've already created. Now, when we look at this, by no means is this professional, and really what I mean by that is I put this together in the matter of maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and really all it is a view that we can see that would look like this in an actual Facebook environment, but what we did here is we incorporated all of your different social media streams, or some of them, and just made one mashup page just to show an example of how you can use this tool. So you can see that we simply brought in your Instagram feed, Pinterest. There are a few other components down here as far as a funny Pinterest button and a Twitter follow as well. But furthermore, you can actually embed YouTube videos in this view. Now, when we look at it here, this is, like I said, this is what it would look like in its actual native form. And you can see that we have different things here that will allow you to display Instagram in a different way versus just going to Instagram's UI. But you kind of get the point here as far as what we can do. Now, in addition to what we see right here, Christina, what we can utilize on the left side here are 55 different interactive modules. I'm not going to go through all of them here, but I'm going to open them up so we can take a look at a few of them and a few that I feel might be of interest to you. Now, customer engagement on top of mind, there are a few different tools in here that we can use. We can push quizzes out to our customers or a poll. We can get into the basic components as well, as far as a calendar and coupons and so forth. But when we get down into some of these other components here, we can see that we can add a lot of different feeds. We have an integration with MailChimp. Here, this is where you can really start getting interactive with your fans, such as a newsletter or a survey or just a simple form to have your fans sign up for maybe a certain product, a certain promotion, and so forth. Is there a question at all? I'm sorry.
No, we're good.
Oh. Okay, and furthermore, these are just some more media-based modules, a banner picture as far as your logo up here, pretty straightforward. Some more photo options, Spotify, videos, YouTube embed. Like I mentioned before, you can either embed just one individual or you can embed your whole YouTube channel if you have one. So you kind of get the point here as far as what we can do. Now, just a sidebar note, we do have some custom features. So IT departments usually like this piece where they can actually go in and create some HTML code. They can change the custom CSS right here. So it doesn't have to look like this. And like I said, this only took a matter of a few minutes really just to show what we can do with the product. But it also, and meaning it, as a relationship management, our solution does integrate with our marketing automation solution as well. So you could simply create like a landing page like this in our marketing automation solution, and then iframe that right into your view if you wanted to. So again, bring that landing page, dropping the landing page right into an application on your Facebook page. Essentially what that's doing for you, Christina, is giving you the opportunity to extend your marketing campaign to your social media channels. Now, with this tool alone, like you mentioned before, you really want to emphasize the fact of making social media specific campaigns. Well, certainly this is a way to extend your marketing automation campaign to social media channels, but we can also take a look at now how we can create campaigns within the solution as well. Is about this at all, or any other features that you wanted to take a quick peek at, Christina?
No, the Pinterest 2.0, what is that?
I'm so sad.
What is the Pinterest board? Can you pull? How do you pull it?
Board. So basically, with this drag and drop functionality, all you would need to do to add any type of model is drag it right on the canvas here. Now, one important note is that
I can just literally drag and drop it and customize this however I want. I love that.
And if you don't,
yeah.
Absolutely thrilled with it. If you know somebody who has a little HTML background, you can do little tweaks that make it just a little bit more. So you can jump in there if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, great. I like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Because Method, and from what I've seen and what I've taken in over the last week or so just doing my research, Method has a very clean type of layout, very bold colors, bright colors, and so forth. By no means is this trying to replicate anything with your advertising department, but basically it just gives you that simple wherewithal as far as how to build something like this. And as you might know, Christina, and being a small business owner myself, sometimes these tabs or these applications can get not lost on your Facebook page, but sometimes customers won't see them. Now I know there's a new layout that makes them a little more visible. They're going to be on the left side now, but what I'm trying to get at is you can essentially, when you preview this or when you actually publish this, you can take the URL and share this in your timeline as well. So not only are you driving fans to your application page, but also you're driving fans to this particular application in your timeline. So you could put it and make sure that your fans actually seen it in their timeline versus going to your site and clicking on an application. Okay, content and apps. Now, we understand how to build the application. We can build multiple applications at once, so we can have several going at one time. And on the back end, we have the capability of really tracking this. As Pat mentioned, we have our own internal analytics engine that would really break this down to tell you how many likes, how many click-throughs, and so forth that this particular view actually gets. All right. So any questions about that before I move forward? Is that pretty clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can hear me okay, right? I want to make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear.
Yeah, I think it's louder than we expected. It's good.
Okay, good. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I'll roll with it.
Good.
All right. Okay, so what we're going to take a look at now is our CAT page, which essentially what that is an acronym for. It's a create a post page. And what this does, it gives us an opportunity to do a few things. Now, right now, I'm in the publish section here. So I clicked on publish, and this is the first actual screen that I'll see. Now, what we see here, Christina, is a grid, as we like to call it, essentially a way to have a quick bird's eye view of all the different posts that you have currently in different types of stages. So you have published, draft, suggested. You might even have a few in here that are erased. But basically, you kind of get the point as far as what we're looking at here. Now, if you follow my cursor on the right, this is actually a door that we can close to give you a clear view of how all of your messages are performing from the perspective of the audience that it gained, and we can drag and drop these and reorganize it, the post name, the amount of clicks. So if I go all the way to the bottom here, I can actually scroll over and see all the different metrics here, as you can see. And there are going to be a lot of different categories here, tags. We'll talk about that in a minute here. But basically, it gives you the idea of what you can take a look at really quickly by just logging into this dashboard. If you wanted a little more information about one of these posts, for example, this one, you could click on this, and it would bring some of that information up right here as far as a stream, URL tracking, and we can talk about that at a different time. But basically, you give you the idea of being able to take a look at this at eye-level view right away, and some analytics against it as well if we find one that is actually published in here. So, any questions about this view at all? I know it's pretty straightforward as well.
Yes. So we're showing us scrolling at the bottom. It wasn't showing the column headings at the top. Can you show us those? And specifically, we have a question about how it shows likes and shares.
So for Facebook, I kind of have to manually track these, like what some of the successful posts are. I have to be able to have something that does that for me, and then I can sort that based on what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's a great technique, being able to sort and, like you said, maybe rank them from top to bottom. As you can see here, you can export this into an Excel spreadsheet. So if you wanted to export this at any time, you certainly could, and then you could categorize it by any of the categories here. So, for example, if you wanted to take a look at your top 5 posts from the perspective of a certain amount of likes, you certainly could do that by exporting it and viewing it that way. Or else, I believe you can simply just categorize it from here as well, as I'm doing right now. We have clicks, likes, and then when you scroll down, you have comments, and we'll get it in the right view here. Plays, which should be video, analytics, shares, entries, actions, and so forth. So you can see the different types of analytics. Some of them are going to be specific for a certain type of social media posts. As far as circles here, we understand that would only be for Google+, but this gives you an idea of what you look at one view at one time.
metrics, rearrange these columns as you like.
Okay.
And export as well.
Great.
To the grid view, so I just popped over from grid to calendar view. This is going to go through a major enhancement upgrade here in the next, I believe, month or so. Maybe Pat could elaborate a little more on that. But basically, the idea is to make a very interactive calendar. But this is what we have right now, so it gives you the overall perspective of how many posts are going out each day, what social media streams are being used. But like I mentioned, this is going to look completely different coming in the next month or two, so I'm not going to go over it too in depth, but it's going to be improved in pretty much every facet.
Yeah, you could show right now because I obviously struggle to do an editorial calendar every month, and it's a manual process.
Well, already it's cool, only going to get better. So that's very, very good, like in the next 30 days.
Okay, great.
And so we'll show you that. By then you may be using it.
Great.
Now when we...
I'm just going to ask, are you... Okay, you go ahead. I let you flow. Go ahead. There's so much to show. I know excited about the product too. But you're going to want to see this, so.
All right, so here, this is our cat page. As I mentioned before, it's a create a post page. And what we can do here is we can create a message. And the idea of this page is to create a message but push it out to all of your social media streams at one time, or just particular social media streams at one time. It's really up to you. But you can see here a very easy to understand layout. I can enter my post name. This is for internal purposes only, so just to keep track of my different posts. I can select my streams here. If I only wanted to message out to Facebook, I certainly could do that by just checking these off. But I want to say, for example, I want to send a message out to all my streams at once. And so I can see I have all 3 streams here. And when I create my content, I'm just going to write gibberish, you're going to see that it's going to auto-populate on the right side. So the message is going to be consistent throughout all 3 streams, but the nice thing is if, for example, you go over your 150 character count in Twitter, you could go in here and adjust that without adjusting the other 2. And so you can make one blanket post for everybody, but if you wanted to change maybe just the messaging or the verbiage in your Twitter tweet, then you certainly could do that without affecting anything else. Scheduling your posts is very easy. We really don't have to go into that deeply, but it's basically pretty self-explanatory there. You can schedule them out for the future. There's going to be a little more on that end as well down the road. This is interesting down here as well. So in addition to just being able to message out to, say, Facebook, for example, we can go geo-targeting, and we can either geo-target by a certain country or language. Feed targeting, which we've all seen before, we certainly can do that right from within the solution here. So if we wanted to reach out to a single type of individual, we can do that. There's going to be a few photo options here as far as how to upload photos to Facebook. Again, pretty self-explanatory. But one other great part about...
Question? Can you geo-target each?
Yeah, I mean, how are we geo-targeting these? Like, it's geoing for just Facebook on this one? Because it's not...
Well, you have your 3 different tabs up here. So the one that we looked at, that's just for Facebook. Now
Right,
Google
okay.
Plus, you can get down to streams, and then Twitter, there are a few different options there. But Facebook, since it has all these options natively, it's easy for us to pick them up, but Twitter is a little...
I didn't see the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, it's not rare, but there's a place where you can, in terms of scheduling, just keep in the back of your mind that you can write like a draft, and then say like your German group wants to pull it and post it, you can basically park it and they can take a look at it. We can either translate it to our software or they can translate it. And so therefore you can control like a corporate messaging that can happen country by country.
Okay,
So this product scales up as big as you want or as simple as you want.
Okay.
And that's a good point. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Standard or
No upcharge.
or no charge.
Yeah.
But I know that you mentioned that there are things that you could do in additional charge. This is like the standard social media plan you guys offer.
Yeah. So
Okay.
our pricing is based on actually the number of messages that you have coming in, the volume of messages. So you say, I just want to start with $250,000 a month, or I just want to start with $50,000 a month, or you can go for the full $5 million a month, right? So we basically get charged by Twitter, Facebook, et cetera, so we pass that off.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
That's the crux of our messaging. But in terms of whether or not international is included, it's all included.
Okay.
Yeah.
What,
and I'll be super clear about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything you hear is the basic product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we're talking about services. We want our team to
If you want to work for you,
yeah.
you charge for it.
Yeah.
Right.
in this page too, an important way, and as Jill mentioned, we can include a workflow automation as well, and that usually shows up right here. I'm just in a different environment, so it's not showing up, but basically you can create a workflow to assure that the message that you're creating is going to go across everyone's desk that is required to review it before it's actually approved. So we certainly can take a look at how to build that. Also with our paid media partners, they can be part of this message as well, so you can bring our partner into this post right here, and then they can help you decide which type of promotion you want to execute with this certain message that you're creating here.
This is a conversation digital marketers might be interested. You have social posts that's doing really well. You spend lots of paid dollars behind it on Facebook, for example. We have partners that make it really easy to promote that. Okay, right within the product. Okay.
So this is the create a post page here. Again, just a quick teaser here. This is our marketing automation solution. So again, if you wanted to ever integrate this, you could simply publish this marketing automation landing page right into this post here and then submit it, and that landing page will actually show up in your timeline. Just a quick sidebar, but you can imagine extending your marketing automation campaign to your social media channels without losing the integrity of that marketing campaign is pretty powerful, and that's one of the main integrations with one of our other solutions. So
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's keep going, Jim.
Okay. Okay. All right, so far we've taken a look at content and apps, and we've taken a look at the publish page. So now we have the understanding of how to create an application and how to actually push a message out to our audience by using the create a post page here. Now what we can get into is we can start analyzing our messages from the perspective of how Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus is interpreting that data. And what I mean by that is we can understand how many fans are engaged with that particular message or demographics, and you can see all these different interactive graphs, and these are all exportable as well. So you can export them, you can download them, but these are all great interactive graphs that are really going to break down some basic engagement metrics such as impressions and reach that we're all accustomed to if we're avid Facebook users. But it's go into detail in a few different areas here. Such as fans, we can get into demographics. We can understand where that particular fan was when they interacted with your marketing material. Drill down into a specific state if we wanted to. You can drill down into this map as well. Engagement, again, an overview here is just going to really let us know the level of engagement based on likes, unlikes, and so you can see some of the some of the positive feedback we've already taken a look at, but one of the components that is often missed by Facebook is the negative feedback, so understanding how many unlike pages, clicks are coming back and so forth, but also we can see who our top engaged users are. So in conversation with customers and trying to make them an influencer, this is a great spot to really pinpoint who your main fans are and really give them an incentive to keep on positively talking about Method Home or Method hand soap in the actual in social media. So we can see the information right here.
Suggesting yesterday, we had one guy who's on our page defending us on his album. And I said, we have a fan of the month and feature the fan of the month and give them something, or maybe a order. I don't know what, but that would be a good tool to use for something like that.
You can see the people who are the most active, and then you can also see the ones on the highest cloud score. You can decide how to wanna address your audience. Great.
Now, if we keep down here, we can look at impressions, we can look at reach, and so forth. I'm going to briefly go over these graphs here just to take a look at them. But the one that I concentrate on is just posts overall, because this is going to give you some real-time data that can positively affect your marketing campaigns moving forward. So we understand the posts and we understand content, but what we want to take a look at is the insights. And this is going to give information about when the time is to post during the day. We are social media users. We understand that it's almost like a roller coaster. There's a lot of ups and downs as far as engagement goes and when people are actually on Facebook. Well, here, SRM is going to take all this information about the different fans that are engaging with our content and give us some actionable data here, such as the best time to post. So now, using that scheduling tool or in the Create a Post page, I have the knowledge that, well, Thursday at 2 seems like the best time to post because I have the opportunity to get the most engagement. Well, now I have that information. I can start using that and moving forward with my marketing campaign. Post frequency by hour, it's going to break down that as well. As you can see, though, there's not a lot of data in here just because of the fact that it's a demo environment, but you can imagine when you have data in here, it's going to break down all these different metrics for you. Yep.
Okay, I'll hold it right here. So this page, once you're actually going with us, we will have a bunch of content. We have stuff here. Some of them will be really small, some will be big. Some will have a fat ring, some will have a skinny ring, and that is a visual indicator of how you're posted on that day. So this will be filled with circles of all your activity, and you'll be able to see, like, this is your sweet spot. This is the places to say low action, flat screen, whatever. Right. By content, you can see what your most successful content was. Right. We just started listening to methods, and so for this demo, we don't have enough data, but that's what you would see once you're running. Great. Okay, Jim, I just had to jump in.
Yeah, no problem. All right. We're going to look at the social marketing side of our solution now. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to move to the social engagement and monitoring piece of our solution, understanding how we can listen to certain keywords, certain terms, and how we can turn this tool into almost like a business intelligence tool. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that. Now, one of the main issues with social solutions is that you are billed by the amount of messages that are coming in, just like Jill alluded to. Now, that brings up a situation where we need to make sure that the messages that are coming into our dashboard are the relevant messages. Method is an ambiguous term. We all know that method can mean a lot of different things. So how do we use a tool like this to not only hone in on the word method, but to understand how that word is being used in the context of the actual message or tweet that it's being used in? So how do we do that? As Jill mentioned before, we have a little secret sauce, like I like to call it, called latent semantic analysis. And I'm currently going into an interface here where we can actually build a certain topic by using latent semantic analysis. The best to explain latent semantic analysis, Christina, is that it's going to take all the messages coming in from 40 million different data sources, whether it's blogs, messages, websites, Facebook, Twitter, etc., and it's going to cluster those conversations into different themes. That way we can manage at scale. We can understand all the different messages, thousands of messages coming in, but if we can break it down by theme, it makes it so much easier to really hone in on a clear signal. And we'll look exactly at what I'm talking about here. Now, we have different topics that you can create in the solution. We did make an adjustment to our solution a couple months ago to where customers now have the capability of creating unlimited topics. So not only can you monitor your own brand, but you can monitor Clorox or Seventh Generation or Mrs. Myers, whoever your competitors are, to turn this into not only a tool about brand reputation and protecting your brand, but also as a business intelligence tool, understanding what Clorox is doing in the industry, what changes are they making to their products, what are their customers saying about their products, are they happy, are they sad, and we can get all that information by using this tool. what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to build a topic by the name of method. As you can see, we can this information and we can translate it or take it in its native language by choosing these different options here. We'll make it easy though. We'll keep it in English today. But I'm going to have a few different search terms that I want to for. So the method cleaning sounds like a gun. And let's say we'll go method products. It's pretty easy here just for a quick example. Now these are the two search terms that I want to search and listen to. Now I do have advanced options. Many of our competitors do rely on Boolean conditioning, which is a great way to hone in on a certain keyword, but what's missing is the actual meaning of that keyword. I can bring in the keyword method all day long, but I might bring in images about a certain scientific method, or about Method Man the rapper, or about method, the type of camera store, for example. So there's a lot of different meanings. So what I could hear, I could exclude a word if I wanted to from method, or I could just simply do away with the whole Boolean conditioning and rely on the latent semantic analysis, since that is the stronger of the two. Now, in addition to what I just went over, we can actually choose which content types we want to listen to. So if you only want to listen to social sites, you certainly can do that. But if you want to keep everything in here, like I'm going to now, we certainly can just keep everything relevant, and we can start listening to all these different content types. At preview, it's going to do a couple of different things. First, Christina, what it does, it gives me the opportunity to preview my topic before we actually save it. So that way I can refine the topic, make sure that it makes sense to me before I actually save it and start collecting data. And also it's taken a sample of the last, I believe, 1,000 messages over the last 3 months to give us a preview here, to make sure that method is coming through cleanly. I've seen now, look all messages. I know, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, was big in the news because you are making some type of partnership with her as far as design. You can see all the different coming in right away. And you feel like, hey, it looks good. You know, if I was in your situation, Christina, I'd probably look at these messages a little closer than I'm right now. But say, in theory, hey, this looks good to me. Let's take a look at the themes. Water, I don't know why that's relevant to what I want to listen to. It really is.
We're in hot water. I don't know.
Yeah. Very well could be. So we'll say, hey, I don't want to listen to that. So we're going to say less like this. But natural, you know, we're a green product, coupon, sure, that's all relevant. And you can see where I'm going here. And I could go through all these different themes and really narrow it down even more, and then preview the topic again. Until you are satisfied with your signal, you can keep refining this until you're absolutely done. And so say that I refine this a few times over. I'm like, wow, this looks great. Let's save it. And then once I hit save, what I'm going to do is I'm able to start collecting data on that certain topic. And so we made one, I don't know, about a week ago. And I went into our tool here, and I can start listening to this topic from the perspective of share of voice, content types, and it's augmenting all this data right now. It's just going to take a second, but you can see all the data that should pop up right now. So share voice, we're not going to talk at this specific second, but we'll come back to it. Content types, so we can see the different types of content that is making up this certain topic that we're listening to. Sentiment, we click right into these different graphs and take a look at the sentiment. Why are all these positive? Well, we can go in here and we can take a look at the different posts and see which messages are positive, which ones are neutral, and then which ones are negative. And so all that information right here. Now, what we're doing here is we're just really keeping tabs on our own brand, which is great. But we want to turn this into a business intelligence tool and really try to figure out a way that we can grow our business in the next year. Well, if I do that, I could go into my bundle here and have a Clorox topic here in 7th generation. And so now the graph is going to show me these 3 different lined up, juxtaposed right next to each other, so we really have the understanding of share of voice. Obviously, Clorox being who are, they have the majority of the voice, but we can see their, so go in here and we click that. Now we can see all the negative sentiment about Clorox. and maybe we can take action. We can see a common theme by going through those different topics and understanding what is really some of their fans or followers to write negative feedback about a certain product, and so we can figure out by just understanding what's trending and what's not. Any questions on this piece at all?
It's good.
Okay.
This is a narrow you're listening, who is filtering, that's what you really care about. And there's a whole way of doing this that we're just at the foot of the iceberg. But on that note, I want to tell you that along with the project comes whole training. And I will not leave you stranded.
Yeah.
Important. We have outstanding trainers who will meet with you according to your cadence when you're available regularly, and basically in a way there's different layers of this onion so that you can become more and more efficient and more strategic, little and and bringing people on board. Right, a 2-man show and a 3-man show. Yeah, marketing wants to see it. There's ways to have them involved too, and that because if I look at this, I've looked at this many, many times, but the first time I remember going, oh my gosh, this product, it does so much. So we will make sure that you understand it.
Yeah, thank you. I like what I see. I think it's private. Yeah. I just think that
and it's all one. That's the thing.
That's what I like.
There's all these little companies that do one thing.
That's right.
And we do it all.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, and that's what I've been saying. Is that it's unreliable to have all these different. You're constantly in flux. You're constantly
copying and pasting yourself. Yeah. And stuff. I hear this all the time.
I think I want to mention real quick is that content type, which also you mentioned earlier in the call. So with Hootsuite, they'll only cover social sites, but with Onyx, we cover like the 40 million sites, which are the blog news, consumer reviews, message boards, microblogs. So you're missing all of those conversations with Hootsuite.
Right.
Another quick takeaway, too, here, Christina, is that these graphs are interactive, so you can click on any of these peaks and valleys. So if you see that Clorox, for example, had a huge spike in interactions on May 31st, I could click on that, and if I didn't want to go through all these different messages, I could just click on the theme similar to what we saw, and by just going through the themes, I probably could get a good idea of what all the messages were about. Was it about treating, investigation? So these are the two main themes that were being discussed on social media on May 31st about Clorox. Yeah. So pretty powerful stuff right there. In terms to, as far as word cloud, it's pretty straightforward. We've all seen that.
Yeah. Good point.
So with that said, now we've analyzed the topic, we've built the topic, understand topic from the perspective of all these different types of data sets. Indicators, this isn't set up in here, but I'm going to bring this up here in the next page. And there's only 2 other areas of this solution I want to go over really quick. So are we still okay? I know it's 5:15, well, my time, but I want to make sure that we're...
My boss, when she leaves, I want to check in with her. So, we'll just wrap it up.
Okay. Well, 5. We can start that. Okay. All right. So we understand the topic. We built the topic. We have listened. We've analyzed. We've analyzed it. We've taken a look at it from a lot of different ways as far as graphs go. Now, customers are interacting with our content, and they are being vocal about some of our different posts we've put up. So on that Create a Post page, say that we put out some messages about maybe a new product. Well, here, what we're able to do is we're able to engage and interact with our customers right from within the platform. So no more do you have to go into Twitter or Google Plus or Facebook to respond to messages. You can manage all that here by using a very simple Gmail-like interface. So on the left here, you have your inbox, your archived messages, pretty straightforward. But there are all the different messages that are coming through on that topic that we built, or just direct messages that are coming to our Facebook page. But what's really great about this is that there are different channels here that we can break down the inbox by. So we can concentrate on our Brook Strut Farmers Market, and also we wanted to by just clicking on that. But what I want to take a look at here are some of the topics that I built about some of my competitors. So if I'm at Southwest Airlines and I want to keep tabs on Air France, I could actually see the messages that are coming through on that topic right in here when they all load. So basically that's a great way to really have knowledge as far as what some of your competitors are doing by just keeping tabs on some of the messages from some of their customers. So you'd be able to tell who those customers are and where they're posting from and so forth. So if we go back to all channels here, and it might just take a second to read here, it's give us an overview of all the different messages that are coming through from all of our channels. So whether that would be Facebook or Twitter, Google+, we're able to either monitor all at once, or we can specifically go into different channels here and see the messages from there. I'm not sure why it's taking a load here. Usually it pops up right away. But anyway, kind of get the idea.
Jim, some of this is a little load, and it's only because this is the show environment. I'll tell you our tools are not that cool. Just because I would like Jim all over the world going.
What? I mean, with support system, I could just.
Well, I'm going to make sure that you have somebody who you can call. That's nice. Yeah. That would probably be a great agreement. And we have to file one online and everything. Yeah. We have. I want to make sure you have somebody who can help you. Women's show.
I don't.
Yeah. You
never know.
All the messages came up here. So what I could do here, Christina, I could go into these messages and I could view the original post if I wanted to, or else I could simply go into these and actually reply from within the solution. So as you can see here, there's a message that came through. I could reply right here. It's going to automatically populate that Twitter handle, and I could reply from right within the solution without leaving it, and it's going to create that trail as well. So especially with Twitter conversations going back and forth, it's going to cluster those conversations together. So it's going to be more of a thread versus just having multiple tweets coming into your inbox. So there are a lot of different actionable items that we can take here. We can add labels, which I'll explain here in a minute. That'll be the area we'll end with. But what we can do here is we can assign this to someone else, which is great. So if you had someone that was maybe well-versed in conflict resolution and you had a customer who was mad for some reason, you could assign this to someone else and they could take care of it. So that would generate an email for that particular person, and they could go in and answer customer accordingly. So you get the idea here. You can respond right from within the solution. Now, like I mentioned, this is going to be in all your different channel types, so you have different messages that come in, whether it would be Facebook messages, posts, but on the Twitter end, you can manage your direct tweets as well right from within the solution. So you can see the different channel types here. Labels I'm going to talk about here in a second, but this is a very important part about the solution, so I certainly want to go over this really quick. But find the labels are present in the Engage inbox, and it will make sense here once I explain what they are. Assignments, we can assign, like I said, certain messages to certain individuals, and then if you had multiple users, say that I'm Abby Ritchie, I could go in and take a look at my inbox and take a look at the messages that I actually have to take care of. And these will all produce an audit trail as well. So if you do read one of these messages here, it's going to create an audit trail, meaning that it's going to show the message up here and when you sent it and who sent it and so forth. Now, any questions about this really quick, or pretty straightforward?
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we look at this, sitting in this group, we think about, okay, if I'm going to assign it, I'm going to assign it to my boss or my coworker or something, right? But the bigger there is that if it's a customer service thing, you can send it to customer service. Or if it's a sales opportunity, and there's like, I've got this chain of stores in Colorado, who do I reach out to?
Right.
And it's a sale, right? So all of that can be done from this as well.
Right. I like that.
Not least,
there's one other thing. You're able to, you skipped off. important. You can direct respond to people right there. You can talk to them and bring them offline and get their phone number. So all of that can be done from in there, and it's all tracked.
And one other quick thing, I know you mentioned this at the beginning. We have the labels, so in a crisis situation, we have people clicking on your Facebook. We can, our tool automatically listens to all those posts coming in, and we'll assign labels to them, and then that way, when you come in the morning, you don't get overwhelmed with 100 messages. You can figure out, 10 I need to respond to today. So similar way your message rules work. Yeah.
Without being customized.
Just mentioned this is where you would create those labels. The idea is exactly what he said. You can create a label here, so bad words, and then you can create the keywords that you want to associate with that label, bad words. And then once you create the label here on the right side, then you can create a rule. And the rule is basically anytime that the words shoot, darn, crap come through related to one of our owned social media channels, that message is going to be automatically routed to someone in customer service, and that's where you create these rules. It's great for a lot of different things, not just customer service, but also if you go back to the Engage inbox that we just looked at, we can categorize all the different messages coming in by just having different themes again. So if we wanted to talk about price, well, any that price comes up, it's related to these words. So it's a lot easier to not only manage the automation, so making sure that these messages are being responded to accordingly, but also to be able to use the idea of labels and labels in general in different areas of the solution becomes a huge advantage, because these labels here are the same as the labels that we created. So again, if we were monitoring bad words, I could click on that label, and then every single message that had one of those bad words would come up in here. So not only do you have the automation rules on the front end, you can set all up, make sure that it's going to be automated, but also if you're going through your Engage inbox and maybe something was missed, or you personally feel that it is a customer service related issue, you can add a tag by just going into the message directly as well, and it would create the same automation rule. So cool back-end stuff that will really allow you to make sure you're accordingly to all the different types of messages that you are monitoring. Then the last piece of the demo is just being able to set up different users. Pretty straightforward. Being able to label someone as maybe a moderator, as an author. You can see here it's more that divide and conquer type of technique. Not everyone is going to have the same role. There are different roles here, so Alexander can just concentrate on analyzing some data, and he might have access to specific UIs and might not have access to the publishing UIs just because of his role. So you can sign that, or you can sign all that stuff up right here. And then workflow, the last piece is really what we talked about, creating that workflow to bring in maybe a legal team to make sure that they approve a message internally in the solution before that message is actually being published. And you can create a simple workflow from right here. So I know that's a mouthful. I kind of went through that a little quickly, but I wanted to certainly show that information. But that's it. That's all I had as far as the demo. There's a lot more to it, as we all know, but these are some of the highlighted areas that I feel are imperative to, assess as far as social media goes. So any questions or any comments or anything?
Oh, I was just going to say that I know there's always, you can get into the nitty-gritty details of all these things, but I think just seeing the categories offered is what I'm looking at right now, what's important to me, and how to best serve our purposes and going forward. So it's, I think that this is great. I like our name.
Categories offered.
Like all can do all in one. Yeah. So I can do the app stuff. I can do the coupons. I can do listen. I can do the tags. I get all of this in one. I really like that. I'm looking for personally. So
the mobile application will highlight the Engage piece, so being able to respond to your customers on the fly, and then the publishing side too, so being able to push messages out while on the fly as well. And you have the capabilities and the tools within the mobile application to delegate messages to other individuals as well, so you have some of those same exact tools. So a lot of marketers and social media people like that.
Are all 55 interactive modules compatible? They're all mobile optimized. If I do a book campaign or a coupon, whatever I want to do, are all viewable from mobile or the desktop only? After that, do you know, Jim?
I'm not sure which ones are geared for mobile or already refined for mobile. That's a good question. I know most of them are, but I know there are a few that are not accessible mobile. And we can certainly.
I'll find out, Jim.
Okay.
Okay. You put it on first time. Woman on the fly.
The apps that we create could be used in mobile, but in terms of which one of the 55 are mobile,
because I know that a lot, like we're doing some research right now on what are they doing? Are they top of mobile? And the majority of them are mobile. So I definitely am looking forward to having mobile optimized technology. I just Wildfire was switching that. They were mainly desktop when they started, and then switched a little bit. There was a lot of problems between the two.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would say that it was mobile optimized, wasn't, and we had people just freaking out. And I went, oh my God, I don't want to deal with that headache anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so like watch it.
We'll find out. All right, cut you loose, okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
That's great. You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, thank you. A lot to cover, but I appreciate your time, Christina. Hopefully it all made sense, and have a great weekend, and it was nice meeting you.
You too.
Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Jim.
Okay. Bye.
So like our support group, including youth and great. Yeah, was in sales, sitting in Minnesota, and they were the nicest people. He's like, I felt so bad because I was emailing her all the time.